Augustine's synthesis did not win overnight. The early medieval church still debated whether soldiers who killed in battle needed to do penance, but over time his framework became foundational, and the line it set in motion runs all the way to the modern world. Thomas Aquinas in the 13th century systematized Augustine into three clean essentials: sovereign authority, just cause, and right intention, while keeping the insight that even a war meeting all three could still be fought in impermissible ways. The Thomistic version became the standard reference point for Catholic thought on war. Then the Spanish scholastics did something remarkable. Facing the conquest of the Americas, Francisco de Vitoria used Augustinian just war theory to argue that the indigenous peoples had rights the Spanish were violating. This is one of the earliest cases in Western thought of just war theory deployed on behalf of the colonized, not the colonizer. Augustine also gave us something we now call the responsibility to protect. In his account, the sovereign does not merely have permission to use force in defense of the common good. The sovereign has an obligation to. That intuition, that force can be obligatory in defense of the innocent, runs through the medieval duty of the king to protect his subjects, the early modern law of nations, and the contemporary doctrine that sovereignty itself carries a responsibility for civilian protection. But the legacy is genuinely double-edged. The same shift from pacifism to conditional acceptance of war made possible the Crusades, the coercion of the Inquisition, and the very idea of holy war, things Augustine himself never endorsed and would have been troubled by. He wanted to constrain war, not sanctify it. His criteria were designed to make war hard to justify. The tragedy is that his successors so often used them not as a demanding test most wars would fail, but as a ready justification for wars they had already decided to fight. And yet the genealogy is undeniable. From Augustine to Aquinas to Vitoria to the Geneva Conventions to the International Criminal Court. When a modern court convicts a general of war crimes, it speaks a moral language, a North African bishop assembled 1600 years ago.